Your basic human rights are being violated. Since 2010, 1 million people have moved into Arizona, but the demand for housing is outpacing the supply. From the U.S. Federal Housing Finance Agency, the median home price in Phoenix metropolitan area has increased from $170,000 in Q1 of 2010 to $505,000 in Q3 of 2022. There are not enough housing options to feed the demand in Arizona. From the U.S. Census Bureau, Arizona saw a 74,000 housing deficit in 2022. If you live in Arizona, this is a problem one way or another. It affects you and it affects me. Maybe you're trying to move out and you find rent too expensive to afford. Or maybe you're renting and you've seen your rent increase, like many did, in the Phoenix metropolitan area by 46% last year. Some say this is just what happens when cities grow and demand will slowly match the supply. With incentives to attract large businesses to the state, the demand for housing will only increase. The lack of housing could dissuade businesses from moving to Arizona, severely stifling Arizona's booming economy and driving native Arizonans out of state looking for affordable housing. The Arizona housing crisis requires immediate attention, but luckily there's solutions with proven results. Streamlining the zoning process for construction companies will incentivize them to build more and build quicker, as well as alleviating rules on where apartment complexes can be built. Currently, even to start construction on a new building, companies must run through a slew of bureaucratic regulations and rules just to start. Alleviating these rules will incentivize companies to build faster and create more housing for Arizona residents. Houston, a city of similar size to Arizona, has experienced the same amount of growth as we have. Throughout their growth, they've been able to keep up with their housing increase, with the current median price at only $255,000 compared to Phoenix's $505,000. Some argue the lack of zoning regulations will create disorganization in communities. While reducing all zoning restrictions will lead to this is not what we're proposing. A small amount of deregulation on the building zoning laws for residential Arizona will see high-density residential buildings being built able to house more people. If we don't act now, the housing crisis will only compound and become an issue too big to fix. Affordable housing is a human right. If you don't act now, we will see an even bigger increase in the homeless population, and we'll see Arizona turn into an economic recession. With affordable housing, you won't need a second job just to pay your rent. You'll be able to spend your money how you like and support your local community. Arizona is facing an unprecedented housing crisis that needs immediate attention from you and me. Contact Senators Mark Kelly and Kyrsten Sinema, as well as your local community officials, as they need to act now before it's too late. If you don't act now, this issue will be too big to fix and you might be forced out of your home. If you do, you can secure financial stability for yourself and economic growth for your community. Protect your human rights and act now.